Genesis chapter 12. The call of Abram. Yahweh said to Abram, "Leave your country, your family, and your father's house, for the land I will show you. I will make you a great nation. I will bless you and make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse, and in you all peoples of the earth will be blessed." So Abram went as Yahweh had told him, and Lot went with him. Abram was 75 years old when he left Haran. Abram took Sarai, his wife, his nephew, Lot, all the possessions they had accumulated, and the people they had acquired in Haran. They set out for the land of Canaan. They arrived at Canaan. Abram traveled through the country as far as Shechem, to the oak of Moreh. At the time the Canaanites were in the land, Yahweh appeared to Abram and said, "To your descendants I will give this land." There he built an altar to Yahweh, who had appeared to him. From there he went to the mountains east of Bethel and pitched his tent, with Bethel to the west and Al to the east. There also he built an altar to Yahweh and called on the name of Yahweh. Then Abram set out in the direction of Negeb. There was famine in the land, and Abram went down to Egypt to stay there for some time, for the famine was severe in the land. Just as he was about to enter Egypt, he said to Sarai his wife, "Now I know you are a beautiful woman. When the Egyptians see you, they will say, 'That is his wife.' They will then kill me, but they will let you live. Say that you are my sister, so that they treat me well on account of you, and my life be spared because of you." In fact, when Abram arrived in Egypt, the Egyptians saw that the woman was very beautiful. Pharaoh's officials saw her and praised her to Pharaoh. The woman was taken into Pharaoh's house, and because of her, he dealt well with Abram. He received sheep, cattle, donkeys, men servants, maid servants, she-asses, and camels. But Yahweh inflicted severe plagues on Pharaoh and his household because of Sarai. So Pharaoh summoned Abram and said, "What have you done to me? Why did you say she's my sister, so that I took her for my wife? Now here is your wife. Take her and go." And Pharaoh gave orders to his men regarding Abram, and they sent him on his way with his wife and all that was his. Genesis chapter 12 in Tagalog. Tinawag ng Diyos si Abram. Sinabi ni Yahweh kay Abram, "Lisanin mo ang iyong bayan, ang tahanan ng iyong ama at mga kamag-anak, at pumunta ka sa bayang ituturo ko sa iyo. Pararamihin ko ang iyong mga anak at apo, at gagawin kong isang malaking bansa. Pagpapalain kita at mababantog ang iyong pangalan at magiging pagpapala sa marami. Ang sa iyo'y magpapala ay aking pagpapalain. Ngunit kapag sinumpa ka, sila'y aking susumpain. Ang lahat ng mga bansa, pihong ako'y hihimukin, na tulad mong pinagpala, sila ay pagpalain din." Sumunod nga si Abram sa utos ni Yahweh. Nilisan niya ang Haran noong siya'y 75 taon. Isinama niya ang kanyang asawang si Sarai at si Lot na pamangkin niya. Dinala niyang lahat ang kanyang mga alipin at kayamanan at nagtungo sa Kanaan. Nagtuloy siya sa isang banal na lugar sa Sikiem, sa puno ng roble ng More. Nooy naroon pa ang mga Kananeo. Napakita kay Abram si Yahweh. Sinabi sa kanya, "Ito ang bayang ibibigay ko sa iyong lahi." At nagtayo si Abram ng dambana para kay Yahweh. Buhat doon, nagtuloy sila sa kaburulan sa silangan ng Betel at huminto sa pagitan nito at ng Hai. Nagtayo rin siya roon ng dambana at sumamba kay Yahweh. Mula roon, unti-unti silang nagpatuloy papunta sa gawing timog ng Kanaan. Humihimpil sila habang daan. Ayon sa hinihingi ng pagkakataon, pumunta si Abram sa Ehipto. Nagkaroon ng matinding patagutom sa lupaing iyon, kaya si Abram ay dumako-dako pa sa timog, sa lupain ng Ehipto, upang doon muna manirahan. Nang malapit na sila sa hanggahan, sinabi niya kay Sarai, "Asawa ko, ikaw ay maganda. Pag nakita ka ng mga Ehipsyo, baka patayin nila ako para makuha ka. Ang mabuti sabihin mong magkapatid tayo. Alang-alang sa iyo, hindi nila ako papatayin." Nang bumagtas sila sa hanggahan, napuna nga ng mga Ehipsyo na maganda si Sarai. Ibinalita ito ng mga pinuno sa Faraon, kaya't iniutos nitong kunin si Sarai at dalhin sa palasyo. Dahil sa kanya, pati si Abram ay tinanggap na mabuti at pinagkalooban ng mga kawan ng tupa, kambing, baka, asno, kamelyo at mga alipin. Sa ginawang ito, nagalit si Yahweh kay Faraon, kaya't siya at ang buong palasyo ay nagdanas ng katakot-takot na karamdaman. Si Abram ay ipinatawag ng Faraon at tinanong, "Bakit mo ito ginawa sa akin? Bakit hindi mo sinabing asawa mo siya? Ang sabi mo'y kapatid mo siya, kaya ko naman kinuhang asawa. Hala, isama mo siya at lumayas na kayo." Iniutos niya sa kanyang mga tauhan na paalisin ang mag-asawa, dala ang lahat nilang ari-arian. Genesis chapter 13. Abram went up from Egypt to the Negeb, he and his wife with all he had, and Lot with him. Now Abram was very rich in flocks, silver and gold. As he journeyed on, he went from the Negeb as far as Bethel, to the place where he first pitched his tent between Bethel and Ai, at the spot where he had formerly made an altar and called on the name of Yahweh. Abram and Lot separate. Lot, who went with Abram, also had flocks, cattle, and tents. The land was not sufficient to allow them to stay together, for their possessions were too great for them to live together. A quarrel arose between the herdsmen of Abram's flock and those of Lot. The Canaanites and the Perizzites were living in the land at that time. Abram said to Lot, "Don't let there be a dispute between you and me, nor between my herdsmen and yours, since we are brothers. Isn't the whole land there before you? Let us part company. If you go to the left, I will go to the right. If you go to the right, I will go to the left." Lot looked up and saw the whole valley of the Jordan, how well it was watered. Before Yahweh destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, this was like one of Yahweh's gardens. like the country of Egypt. On coming to Zoar, Lot chose for himself all the Jordan Valley and journeyed eastward. In this way, they separated from each other. Abram settled in the country of Canaan, while Lot lived among the towns of the plain and moved his tent as far as Sodom. Now the men of Sodom were wicked, sinning greatly against Yahweh. Yahweh said to Abram after Lot had left him, "Raise your eyes and look from where you are towards the north, the south, the east, and the west. All the land you see, I will give to you and your descendants forever. I will make your descendants as the dust of the earth. If the grains of the dust can be counted, then your descendants may be counted. Come, travel through the length and breadth of the land, for it is to you that I am giving it." So Abram moved his tent and came to live by the oak of Mamre at Hebron. There he built an altar to Yahweh. Genesis chapter 13 in Tagalog. Nagkahiwalay si Abram at si Lot. Mula sa Ehipto, si Abram ay naglakbay na pahilaga patungong Negeb kasama ang kanyang asawa at ang pamangkin niyang si Lot. Dala ang lahat niyang ari-arian. Mayaman na noon si Abram, marami na ang kanyang mga tupa, kambing, baka, at marami na rin siyang natipong ginto at pilak. Mula sa Negeb, unti-unti siyang naglakbay pabalik sa dati niyang pinagkampuhan sa pagitan ng Betel at Hai. Pumunta siya sa dating pinagtayuan niya ng dambana at sumamba kay Yahweh. Si Lot, na laging kasama ni Abram, ay marami na ring tupa, kambing at baka. Mayroon na rin siyang sariling sambahayan at mga tauhan. Hindi sapat ang pastulan para sa mga kawan nilang dalawa, sapagkat napakarami na nilang hayop. Dahil dito, madalas mag-away ang kanilang mga tagapag-alaga. Noon, ang mga Kananeo at Perezeo ay naninirahan pa sa dakong iyon. Kinausap ni Abram si Lot, "Hindi dapat mag-away ang mga tauhan natin sapagkat magkamag-anak tayo. Ang mabuti maghiwalay tayo. Piliin mo ang dakong gusto mo at doon ako sa kabila." Iginala ni Lot ang kanyang paningin at nakita niyang ang kapatagan ng Jordan hanggang sa Zoar ay sagana sa tubig, tulad ng halamanan ni Yahweh at ng lupain ng Ehipto. Nooy hindi pa natutupok ang Sodoma at Gomora. Kaya pinili niya ang dakong silangan sa kapatagan ng Jordan at naghiwalay nga sila ni Abram. Nanatili si Abram sa Kanaan samantalang si Lot ay namayan sa mga lungsod sa kapatagang malapit sa Sodoma. Sa lugar na ito'y napakasama ng mga mamamayan. Namumuhay sila ng laban kay Yahweh. Si Abram ay Napasa-Hebron. Pagkaalis ni Lot, sinabi ni Yahweh kay Abram, "Tumanaw ka sa palibot mo. Ang lahat ng lupaing natatanaw mo ay ibibigay ko sa iyo, sa iyong anak at sa magiging anak niya. Walang makaaagaw niyan sa iyo. Ang iyong mga inapo ay gagawin kong sindami ng alikabok sa lupa. Libutin mo ang buong lupain, ang lahat ng iyay ibibigay ko sa iyo." Lumipat nga si Abram sa Hebron at doon tumira sa tabi ng puno ng roble sa Mamre. Nagtayo siya roon ng dambana para kay Yahweh. Genesis chapter 14. At the time of Amraphel, king of Shinar, Arioch, king of Eleazar, Chedorlaomer, king of Elam, and Tidal, king of Golim. These kings made war on Bera, king of Sodom, Birsha, king of Gomorrah, Shina, king of Admah, Shemeber, king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, that is Zoar. All these joined forces in the valley of Siddim, that is the Salt Sea. 12 years they had been dominated by Chedor Laomer, but in the 13th year they rebelled. In the 14th year, Chedor Laomer and the king, who were his allies, came and fought and subdued the Rephaim in Ashtaroth, Karnaim, the Zuzim in Ham, the Emin in Shaveh, Kiriathaim, and the Horites in their Mount Seir, as far as Elparan, which is near the desert. They then turned back and came to the spring of judgment, that is, Kadesh, and subdued all the country of the Amalekites, as well as that of the Amorites, who lived in Hazazon Tamar. Then the king of Sodom, the king of Gomorrah, the king of Admah, the king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, that is Zoar, went out and took up battle positions in the valley of Siddim against Chedor Laomer, king of Elam, Tidal, king of Goim, Amraphel, king of Shinar, and Arioch, king of Eleazar, 4 kings against 5. Now there were many bitumen pits in the valley of Siddim, and as the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled, some fell into them, and the rest took refuge in the mountains. The enemy took all the possessions of Sodom and Gomorrah, all their provisions, and went off. They also took Lot, the son of Abram's brother, who lived in Sodom, and his possessions, and went off. One who escaped came to tell Abram, the Hebrew, who was living by the oak of Mamre, the Amorite, the brother of Eshcol and of Aner. These were allies of Abram. Abraham and Melchizedek. As soon as Abram heard that his brother had been taken away captive, he assembled and led forth his trained men born in his house, 318 men, and set off in pursuit as far as Dan. He grouped his forces against them by night and his servants, and routed and followed them to Hobah, north of Damascus. Then he brought back all his possessions, his kinsman Lot and his possessions, together with the women and the people. On his return after defeating Kedorlaomer and the kings who were his allies, the king of Sodom came out to meet him in the valley of Shaveh, that is the valley of the king. Then Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought bread and wine. He was a priest of God Most High. He blessed Abram, saying, "Blessed be Abram by God Most High, maker of heaven and earth, and blessed be God Most High, who has delivered your enemies into your hands." And Abram gave him a tenth part of everything. The king of Sodom said to Abram, "Give me the people and keep the goods for yourself." Abram said to the king of Sodom, "I raise my hand to Yahweh God Most High, creator of heaven and earth, to swear that not one thread or thong of a sandal or anything that is yours would I take, lest you say, 'Abram became rich at my expense.' I claim nothing for myself, only what the young men have eaten and the share that is due to Honor, Eshcol, and Mamre, the men who came with me." Genesis chapter 14 in Tagalog. Iniligtas ni Abram si Lot. Nang panahon ni na Haring Amraphel ng Sinar, Arioch ng Eleazar, Kedorlaomer, ng Elam at Tidal ng Goyim, nagkaroon ng digmaan sa Kanaan. Dinigma ng mga haring ito sina Haring Bera ng Sodoma, Birsa ng Gomora, Sinab ng Adma, Semeber ng Zeboim, at Zoar ng Bela. Sila'y 12 taon na nasakop ni Kedorlaomer, ngunit ng ika-13 taon, nagkaisa-isa silang umaklas laban sa kanya. Tinipon nila ang kanilang mga hukbo sa kapatagan ng Sidim na naging dagat na patay. 1 taon buhat nang sila'y umaklas, dumating si Kedorlaomer kasama ang mga haring kakampi niya upang sila'y muling sakupin. Nalupig na nila ang mga bansang kanyang dinaanan, ang mga Rephaita sa Astarot Karnaim, ang mga Zuzita sa Ham, at ang mga Emita sa Sabe-Kiryataim. Tinalo na rin nila ang mga Horeo sa kabundukan ng Seir hanggang sa El Paran sa gilid ng disyerto. Buhat dooy bumaling sila patungo sa Kades o Enmispat at sinakop ang lupain ng mga Amalesita at ng mga Amoreo sa Hazazon Tamar. Tinipon ng mga hari ng Sodoma, Gomora, Adma, Zeboim at Bela ang kanilang mga hukbo sa kapatagan ng Sidim. Doon nila hinarap sina Haring Kedorlaomer ng Elam, Tidal ng Goyim, Amrafel ng Sinar at Ariok ng Elasar, 5 laban sa 4. Natalo ang 5 hari at nang sila'y tumakas sa labanan, ang hari ng Sodoma at ang hari ng Gomora ay nahulog sa balon ng alkitran na marami sa dakong iyon. Ang iba'y nakatakas papunta sa kabundukan, kaya't sinamsam ng 4 na hari ang lahat ng ari-ariang natagpuan sa Sodoma at Gomora, pati ang pagkain doon. Pinihag din nila si Lot na nakatira sa Sodoma at dinala ang lahat niyang ari-arian. Ang nangyaring ito'y ibinalita ng isang takas kay Abram na nooy nakatira sa tabi ng sagradong kahuyan ni Mamre, isang Amoreo. Ito at ang mga kapatid niyang sina Eskol at Aner ay kasapi ni Abram. Pagkarinig niya sa nangyari sa kanyang pamangking si Lot, tinawag niya ang kanyang mga tauhan at nakatipon siya ng 318 mandirigma. Sinundan nila ang mga kalabang hari hanggang sa Dan. Pagdating doon, nagdalawang pangkat sila at pagsapit ng gabi sinalakay nila ang mga kaaway. Nalupig nila ang mga ito at tinugis hanggang Hoba sa hilaga ng Damasco. Nabawi nilang lahat ang nasamsam na ari-arian at nailigtas si Lot at ang kanyang mga kasamahan. Pinagpala ni Melchizedek si Abram. Sa pagbabalik ni Abram, sinalubong siya ng hari ng Sodoma sa kapatagan ng Save. Tinawag ding kapatagan ng hari. Sinalubong din siya ni Melchizedek, hari ng Salem at saserdote ng kataas-taasang Diyos. Dinalhan siya ng tinapay at alak at pinagpala ng ganito: "Pagpalain ka nawa, Abram, ng Diyos na kataas-taasan, na lumikha ng langit at lupa. Purihin ang kataas-taasang Diyos na nagbigay sa iyo ng tagumpay." At ibinigay ni Abram kay Melchizedek ang 10 ng lahat ng kanyang nasamsam. Sinabi ng hari ng Sodoma kay Abram, "Iyon na ang lahat na bagay na nakuha mo, ibalik mo lamang sa akin ang lahat kong mga tauhan." Ngunit sumagot si Abram, "Sumumpa ako sa harapan ni Yahweh, ang kataas-taasang Diyos na lumikha ng langit at lupa. Nangako ako na hindi kukuha ng anuman sa iyo, kahit kaputol na sinulid o tali ng sandalyas, para wala kang masabi na ikaw ang nagpayaman kay Abram. Wala akong kukuning anuman para sa akin. Ang mga nagamit lamang ng aking mga tauhan, ang aking tatanggapin, at ang bahaging nauukol sa aking mga kakampi. Kukunin ni na Aner, Eskol at Mamre ang bahaging nauukol sa kanila." To God be all the honor, praise, and glory in the reading of His Holy Scriptures.